Hey everybody, welcome to Fragrance Explorer. My name's Robert and today we're taking a look at Bulgari's Aqua Atlantique. So let's get started. Bvlgari Aqva Atlantiqve is another Woody Aquatic that is a flanker to the original Bvlgari Aqva, and this one was introduced in 2017. Let's take a look at the note breakdown. In the top we have lemon, bergamot, a synthetic water note, and sage. In the mid, we have ambergris and another synthetic seawater note. And in the base, we have patchouli, sandalwood, vetiver, and benzoin. So Aqua Atlantique opens with a blast of synthetic aquatic notes along with citrus notes. And it's really heavy on the lemon and bergamot, especially towards the lemon. So it's really fresh in the opening, heavy on the citrus, and there's just a hint of sage that adds some spiciness to that opening. Now it's very reminiscent of blue aquatic shower gel smells. And so the opening of this is very fresh, but it may remind you of a shower gel type vibe on the opening. So once the citrus notes in that opening start to die down a little bit and we get into the mid of this fragrance, we get what's listed as ambergris. I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually ambroxan, not ambergris, but we do get kind of that musky, common scent that you expect to find in things that are supposed to smell kind of oceanic with the ambergris note. So there's a little bit of that musky, animalic type vibe in the middle. But in addition to that, we get a synthetic aquatic note that's supposed to smell like seawater in the mid. And sometimes that is created by adding salts, which are naturally occurring, and they do smell like seawater. One of the other things that some reviewers on Fragrantica have noted, and even on base notes, is that some folks have picked up on almost like a slight rotten egg smell to the mid of this. I don't pick up on that, but one of the things that perfumers will do to make a fragrance smell like seawater is add a slight amount of dimethyl sulfide. And what that does is it does give just a hint of sulfur into the fragrance, because dimethyl sulfide is a natural metabolite of sea algae. And so if you were walking along the seashore and there's algae out there in the water, you're going to smell dimethyl sulfide. And so they don't put it in large amounts, but it would not surprise me at all if hidden under the guise of parfum on the ingredient list, that there might be a little bit of dimethyl sulfide in here to give it that seawater type vibe. Now I don't pick up on the sulfur at all, but other reviewers have noted that they do get a little bit of a sulfurous smell in the mid of this fragrance. So once we get into the base, we get some fairly nice, long-lasting woody notes that linger on the skin for quite a while. And those include patchouli and vetiver and sandalwood. And so you get a nice smooth woody base along with a bit of muskiness. In addition to that, you get benzoin, which gives you kind of a woody resin smell that's sweet, and it warms up the base of this fragrance. So it's very nice. I like the base of this fragrance a lot, and it does linger on the skin for quite a while. So the flask on Aqua Atlantique is unique, and it follows the same pattern that we've seen in all of the Bvlgari Aqva line, in that from a side profile setting on a shelf, this looks a bit like a water droplet. Additionally, the glass flask here is tinted blue, kind of a dark blue tint to the flask. In addition, you get this chrome top. Now that citronella in the citrus notes in the opening that includes citronellol and geraniol, along with the saltiness that's in the mid, there is a metallicness to this fragrance that when you smell it, you will pick up on sort of a metallic vibe. On the back, you're going to find your sticker that has your batch code, and that's going to match the batch code that's found right here on the back of the box. And so it's right next to the barcode. You're going to find the batch code. So the two should match. If you go to checkfresh.com, you can check the age of your fragrance and the authenticity. The top of the curve here has the atomizer built in, and it does have a nice distribution, nice fine droplet distribution. The atomizer works quite well. I've never had a problem with a stream coming out. It's always a nice fine droplet distribution. You get good control, you get good coverage. So the atomizer is very good on this bottle. So let's talk about performance. The performance of this fragrance is actually fairly good. Within the first half hour, you get good strong projection. Maybe even up to an hour, you get good strong projection out of it. And the sillage is really fairly decent. It's not a room-filling fragrance, but you are going to get a good arm's length or more of projection off of this fragrance. Now, the decay is fairly linear in the sense that over that first hour, it doesn't project like a beast for a full hour. So you're going to get kind of a linear drop-off over the first hour of wear, and then it's going to die down to have just kind of, it's going to hug fairly tight to your body, but you're going to get fairly good performance for the first couple of hours, and then that's going to die down to a skin scent over the next few hours. You're going to get about 6 hours of wear out of this before you really need to refresh, to where it's just down to only a skin scent and you'll need to refresh. But that being said, for the price, it doesn't perform bad. It's not a bad performer, and it's not a great performer. It's somewhere in the mid. You should be able to get about 6 hours of wear out of this. Now, you can extend the performance by moisturizing your skin with a unscented lotion before you put it on. And like I said before, I get the best performance out of my fragrances when I apply the fragrance to the back of my hair and the nape of my neck. The warmth, your body heat, tends to project more, and also your hair, because your hair has natural oils in there, it tends to stay on the surface and want to project rather than just absorbing into your skin. And so that's one of the things that I do to try to make my fragrances last a little bit longer when I put them on for office wear. I'll apply them to the nape of my neck and the back of my hair rather than directly to my skin. So final thoughts, this fragrance does get fairly kind of middling to good reviews on Fragrantica. It gets a 3.7 out of 5. I don't think it gets a lot of respect, and it's probably a better fragrance than is indicated by the reviews that you'll see at Fragrantica and Base Notes. And I think part of the reason that this fragrance gets some hate is because it's really not that unique. It falls right along in the same vein as Versace Dillon Blue or Sauvage. It's very much a blue, fresh, mildly spicy fragrance, and so it's not really unique. And I think it gets bashed a little bit because it's not very unique. That being said, it's reasonably priced at discounters. It's very fresh, it's very clean smelling, it's very easy to wear, and it's very non-offensive. So I think as far as being a safe buy, this is a safe buy, especially if you are a fan of Bvlgari Aqva, or you're a fan of, especially if you're a fan of Aqua Amara, because this does have a metallic citrus vibe about it. And so Aqua Amara is more biased towards that, towards an orange, a heavy mandarin orange kind of metallic vibe. This one is more biased towards a lemony metallic vibe, almost like a chromish smell. So if you like Aqua Amara, you're probably going to like Aqua Atlantique. And I like Aqua Amara and I like Aqua Atlantique. Now I like Aqua Amara better than I do Atlantique, but I like them both. They're both very easy to wear fragrances and fairly versatile. So pricing right now for this fragrance is running right around $55 US, both at Amazon.com and FragranceNet. And if you're going to pay full retail for this, you're going to find it right around for $94 US for 100 milliliter bottles at Macy's or Sephora. So thanks for watching again this week, guys. I appreciate you being patient with the fragrance reviews kind of coming out slow. With all the social distancing that's been going on, I've been working on a lot of other content for our church and our worship team so that we have an online presence while we're practicing social distancing. And it's slowed down some of my reviews coming out, but I do appreciate you guys being patient with that. And I thank you for the kind feedback that's been coming back from those that have joined the channel, and the way that you guys have engaged in the chat about the discussion about the fragrances. It's nice to have a community of folks that are respectful to one another when we're talking about fragrances, and it's a nice distraction from what's going on in the news cycle right now. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there, and I hope you're staying safe and that you'll join us next weekend. Thanks a lot.